For 600 years, the Saxons had dominated English life since the fall of the Roman Empire. Towards the end of that period, Edward the Confessor was born. The year was 1003. The son of King Ethelred and Queen Emma arrived in a world where Danish fleets of Vikings haunted the coasts and English politics ran on fear. When Canute the Great seized England in the year 1016, the boy prince slipped into exile across the Channel. He would spend most of his youth in Normandy, absorbing its language, its churchmen, and its calmer routines of rule, while England learned to live under new masters. A quarter-century later, the tides turned. Edward's half-brother, half-Canute, called him home, and when he died in the year 1042, the Witan, the Council of England's leading men, elected Edward king. His coronation the next year set a distinctive tone. The new monarch was pious, soft-spoken, and careful. He prized the advice of bishops, preferred peace to spectacle, and saw kingship as a moral burden as much as a political prize. In an age of mailed fists, Edward reigned with an open palm. On Thorney Island, west of London, Edward refounded the great church that would define both his memory and England's monarchy, Westminster Abbey. Raised in a new Romanesque style, it was consecrated on the 28th of December, 1065. A week later, the king fell ill. Edward died on the 5th of January 1066 and was buried the next day in the church he had made. There was no son to follow him. In a realm where legitimacy flowed through custom and consent, the Witan chose speed and stability. Harold Godwinson was elected and crowned in Westminster. Across the Channel, however, a different story had been taking shape. William, Duke of Normandy, remembered old conversations and solemn oaths, promises that, he said, made him the rightful heir. Whether those claims were iron or smoke, they became the starting point for a chaotic year which would change the face of England permanently. In the north, Harold Hardrada nursed a Scandinavian claim of his own. Thus, the most consequential year in English history opened on a quiet king's deathbed. Edward the Confessor left behind a functioning government, a wealthier realm, and an abbey that would crown his successors for 1,000 years. But he also left behind a question. Who should rule? That neither his gentleness nor his caution had settled. The answer would be written not by charters or councils, but by marching feet and iron, firstly near a bridge crossing close to York and secondly on a Sussex ridge close to Hastings. Edward's reign had been a long pause between storms. His legacy was the calm before invasions, 2 great battles, and the remaking of England.